Blessed ones of the nations of the world, one more time this is your brother Dan Moses Osei of Sakodi of TRC, Ghana, coming to you on this 19th of October 2021 with this expose testimony, New World Disorder, Humanity, they are coming after our souls. Part 8. Part 8 originally was posted as what to do on the 18th of October. We are talking about October. Today is the 19th of October. Part 8 was posted as on the Part 8, what to do originally was posted on 18th of October. We shall change that to Part 9 because this is coming to be Part 8. But the date that it was posted shall still be October 18th. So that Part 9 shall be what to do instead. So Humanity and the Nations of the Akwaba 2. The continuation of the program Testimony New World Disorder. Before we begin, I want to say to us, Akwaba, Allen, Sahalen, Shagitam, welcome, Ganjoni, Benvindo, you. I walk and cool so the world to San Senor, Okukulaba, Maoya, Mingalaba, Boye, Malamu, Karibu, Ekabo, no, Sano, Bezua, Enquambe, Bitash, Duburo, Pezaluban, Bine, Ivinit. Barigalos Vita Ichi, Ayubon, Dobridoya, welcome, Estan, Hosut, Walang Anuman, bienvenido, Namaste, Swagitan, Kosh, Amadid, Baruch, Haba, Marhaba, Wanyong Haminida, Wanying, Nyejeko, Anemi Nyejeko, Wezolo, Novio, Mia Wezo, Akwaba to the program, Testimony, New World Disorder. And Akwaba to Humanity, they are coming after our souls, special exposition and exposes. Between now and the 12th of November, our focus is on the coward secret killing of His Excellency Jerry John Rawlings. But this week's expose is purposely brought on Ghana Embassy, who are using this residence as a coward, as a terror cell in secrecy with my two companies. I work in an African shop, but I have a part-time job, two part-time jobs, one in the daytime, one in the night time. With the night, that it is not the official position of the owner of the company and the son. It is only that some minds have been taken over, and the manager's mind has been taken, and she is troubling the owner of the store and the company, Humanity and the Nations of the world. So we want to continue part 7, and you are welcome. Blessed ones of the nations of the world. You see, let me say this. When anybody at all should a neutral person enter the company, any of the company that I work for, in spite of the unthinkable evils that the technology, intelligence, and money that are put at their disposal, at the networking that they are doing at the expense of the precious blood of the Ghanaian people, especially the African store in Gettysburg, Maryland. You'll be shocked that I go to work and have a perfect work relationship with the co-workers. You will not see anything indicating that, like, I have these feelings and reservations. I have to that I will show some reservation towards them. I work with them, and sometimes you see that even when they have immediately orchestrated an evil against me on the job, I still would have to relate with them normally. That is the kind of heart that David had. I lived with this US undercover agent after she had plotted with the CIA, the terror of Nana Addo Akufo to kidnap me and to get me laid on the soil of Ghana against national and international law during the rule of His Excellency John Evans Fifi Mills. They did that to disrespect his rule. I returned to US on the 2nd of May, on the 9th of May 2011, dwelt under the same roof with this US undercover agent. And her guilty conscience made her to adapt the strategy of abusing my children with so-called preachers, some endorsing the evil deed against her own children. Yet, not for once was I violent. Did I resist her in violence, even though it is my own children that she was subjecting to that wickedness, making the Montgomery County Police, the FBI, the terror network of terrorize and persecute her own infants. I still restrain myself. The strategy of the Ghana Embassy and the Montgomery County Police, the FBI, the crime covering stakes in America has been that they should unleash all the lawlessness and against me. No law in America, national or international, apply to this hope which is being operated as a terrorist. None of the people, they are all being made above the law. The same applies to the African shop. When I was working for the Nigerian, they are made above the law. They are made to, they have the right to evade taxes. Especially the current store that I'm working, besides evading taxes, endangering the health of the American people. This is officially known to the authorities of this nation, the FBI, the Montgomery County Police. I don't want to. Yet, no law applies. You know why? Some find it a joy to trample down the U.S. Constitution to the destruction of their own nation. But there are many who also believe in their land and their people. And I believe that they would not remain in silence while their nation is being torn down by willful crimes and crime covering. If the evading of taxes are acceptable by foreign companies that perpetrate crimes against the U.S. laws, then evading of taxes should be acceptable for American companies to also engage in. For one law. No be so. I come about to the program testimony new world disorder. I want to tell you that from the days of Mr. James Morrow, Mr. John Brennan, Mr. James Comey, General David Petraeus of the CIA, up to the current FBI and CIA bosses, the current intelligence community bosses, and the community of America, the Montgomery County Police, the FBI as an institution, the U.S. Justice Department, they cannot deny that since 2006, every home that I have lived, the Ghana Embassy, Washington, D.C., had colluded with states in America. They have operated that home as a secret terror cell against the American people and against the Ghanaian people. Presently, the U.S. Justice Department is fully aware. And I know that that is the highest body when it comes to law. If there is any other, maybe the Congress, maybe the Supreme Court, but I know that the Justice Department would not and should not let humanity, should not let America down by letting the blood of the Ghanaian people, the African people, trample down. Justice shall prevail. And the perpetrators of the crime, the U.S. undercover, they must all be brought under the subjection of law, including the operators of this current terror cell. Killer and his wife. His name is Killer. That is his name, Killer. I'll go about to the program, Testimony, New World Disorder. So I'm saying to the American people that the U.S. Justice Department, they cannot deny that if they believe in the law or the ensuring of justice, they believe in their principles and their ethics of law. It is only that it is considered as national security issue. This issue, the companies and the home that operated as secret terror cell, they are controlling the highest state secret of the U.S. So it is not an issue that easy thing that the Justice Department can just come out and expose them like that. I know this. Humanity and the Nation shall come back to the program Testimony, New World Disorder. But I still believe that although the bribery upon bribery by the U.S. government to the Addo for the stakes in states at the Ghana Embassy have made this issue of almost impossible peace prevailing, and that the shedding of the blood shall continue. But I still believe that there is hope for the sake of America and the nations of the world. What must be done shall be done. Akwa to the program Testimony, New World Disorder. Humanity and the nations of the world. Let me tell us what. Part 9, which used to be part 8, that's what to do. If you watch that expose, you shall see how much disregard that the African show. I'm withholding the name for now, but before the international, their names are there. Because I still work at the appointed time. If their names have to be made public, we shall do that, but we shall go before the law. If they still continue in their Akwa to the program Testimony, New World Disorder. In the expose, what to do? You see their total disregard for the U.S. currency, trampling down of the U.S. money, because they have all the money and they have no value for the U.S. money. Let me tell us one thing that is known to the Justice Department, International Criminal, the United Nations. I have also gone to the U.S. Justice Department and I have exposed as to how this crime covering by the willful crime covering, the Nana Addo administration have made the Ghanaian currency as more useless than the bathroom tissue, because it cannot be used anywhere in the world beside Ghana. The bathroom tissue can be used anywhere, everywhere. If bathroom tissue from Ghana can be used anywhere, from America can be used anywhere. And beside that, I've also made mention to them as to the willful tactical devaluation of the Ghanaian, the US dollar. Uh, um, as the Ghanaian currency has been torn, been made almost, they are making it useless, destroying my national. Um, our noble people of Ghana would not like, they are by prudence want to keep their money in foreign currency, the dollar. The government has found strategy to let the system itself rob the Ghanaians of their money, even as they try to keep their money in foreign currency in the dollar, and they are devaluing the dollars. I've exposed that. And I've also stated to the US Justice Department that in regarding what is happening to America, humanity, and the nations of the world, what God has given to me to be given to um, His Excellency Joe Biden, His Excellency Joseph Biden, for the sake of America and the nation, regarding what to do to redeem America from this situation, I shall go and give it. I shall give it to him because of the so much pressure and tight. I have not been able to depart. I want to disclose to the U.S. Justice Department, and I want to give the hint of to His Excellency Joe Biden, and that regarding what God wants him to do, an aspect of it, there are two main measures. One has to do with a measure that has to be taken to redeem the U.S. currency, which the willful crime capitalists are trampling down and destroying it, and have no regards what we can do to redeem the U.S. currency, the dollar. And beside that, there is one other one I will not mention. I'll go. So there are two things. Now, the part 3, you see something that say that there is every reason why God asked me to take that measure. One other thing that you will see, I have to expose in this video is both companies that I work for, my part-time, they are being made to flout the law to let the manager of the part-time job um, consecutively rob me, cut my pay from paycheck to paycheck. As for the African shop, with impunity, I am receiving nothing less than total slave wage, which the Ghana embassy is behind that evil act. And up to this day, the woman is has continued to refuse to comply with the labor laws, the minimum wage. I'm not asking for a penny more by her own an employment appointment that she made with me. She's not supposed to pay me less than the minimum. She's supposed to pay me the minimum wage. However, because no law applies, she's using the fact that her tax man or something, some nonsense, up to now, paying me like half the minimum, maybe less than half the minimum wage, hourly minimum wage in America. You will not believe that. Now, in the other company, the Niger, while the um, African shop, they made to go to the extent of tearing the U.S. currency and just in ridicule. I don't deserve the U.S. currency. You understand? And there is no, they have it, and it's a waste, garbage. down to them. You see in part that they share the money. The other company, the manager, a lady, in colluding with the terror net of Nana Addo and Akufo, what they do is they have assigned me to. I'm the only person in the company that once every week I have to go clean what we call vacuum pumps. And in the vacuum pumps, they, in order for them to falsely, they to trample down, disregard that I don't deserve my remuneration, my wages. Yes, they have to dispose of the US can trample it down and put it in the not the company but the crime network. Make them the manager is colluding with them that they put that they leave. This is the US money. I have it here so much every week. They have to disregard it that I should go and clean it, and then what they expect me to go dump the US currency into a dumpster. God has made me a nation builder, and I have regard for my national currency, which is being destroyed. And God has called me for the redemption of a mission to US to His Excellency Joe Biden. It was in that line because of total disregard for the US currency and what to do to redeem it. That is why I had to tell the US Justice Department with copies to the international authorities that I will go to His Excellency Joe Biden and give to him what God has given to him. America and the nations of the world. Let $1 million, $1 trillion be trampled down by those who have no regard for money or the US currency as trash to be dumped, and let them put me in charge. I will rescue it. You know why? People dig to the heart of the earth for gold, and you go to Ghana, they are destroying my land, destroying the water bodies for gold. They dig it from the heart of the earth. If some have no value for it, and they will dump it in a dumpster, they want it to be disposed of it. When you have put me in charge to dump money in it, that money does not belong to you. It belongs to the needy, those who have value for the money. So I will continue collecting it so far as what God has assigned me to rescue the money is concerned. This is the evidence. The Ghana Embassy, the FBI, Montgomery County Police, they are guilty. They are guilty of the killing of my family members, covering up the killing of my family members, using these two companies. Beside coming out with the nonsense of contracting people to claim that their family members have died, and the terror network members that are killing Ghanaians, I am against them. Therefore, anybody that knows somebody that belongs to the terror network that loses a family member, maybe God heard my prayer and that person died. So they can claim that person as their family members. And so they get away with the killing of Ghanaian politicians, diplomats, religious leaders, my reverend minister, my father, my uncle. That is total nonsense. They are not, up to this day, today, a terrorist from the Ghana embassy. I call him Telkweku Kofi. And the same woman from Kwewu who was being pushed that agenda at the Nigerian store, they were brought into the store to further that agenda. I ignored them. Now, the owner of the store is being made to claim an innocent, somebody that I have no idea. She does not even relate to that person. I'll mention the person's name. Agnes Nicole. Annan. Agnes Nicole Annan. A 74-year-old somebody that has lost their life. The shame of the Ghana embassy. Let them collude with that woman. They need to do that evil to cover their shame of killing. You see the medical people to kill my father and my uncle. So the same woman. Today, even today, they have sent the terrorists. I ignored them. You will see that today the store owner came with a bag which has the funeral image of that woman on. She tactically came to put it at where I was working throughout it. I ignored it from the start of work to the close of work. Hey, Mr. Solo, this is say I work with you perfect-heartedly, and I paid a blind to everything. Blind eye to everything. It is because of this book. My father gave it to me before he departed from this earth. Humanity and Ministry, I call back to the program testimony. They are making the African company pay me slave wage, steal from me my wages. They are making them sell rotten fish to the American, endangering their health. That rotten fish that have been put outside, dust and leaves have blown on it, have mixed it. They select it and still sell it. It is officially known to the US authorities. No law applied to them. They must push an agenda as though have taken a penny belonging to in the company. Can you imagine this that I'm going to say? In the other company, I respect the owner and the son so much that I don't want to hurt them. They have a very good heart. And Addo Akufo nearly destroyed the man at when I started working there. But God helped the man. But the manager is colluded with the criminals because of the assignment that God has given me to be given to His Excellency Joe Biden for the redemption of the nation. And I am collecting, I'm redeeming the US currency that has been trampled down by criminals. I'm redeeming it. They had to set up a ploy. And in the night, when I had gone to work alone, they were making the ATM machine spit out money so that they would use that as a ploy that at the close of in the morning when that manager had come, he had colluded with that one of the criminals to seek to claim that I have stolen money from the ATM machine, and therefore I'm stealing from the company. What a shame. You are cutting my income woefully. At a point, one time, he's able to cut $130. I say, no, I will not agree. So I'll reduce a little bit and cut it anyway. I will not agree to reduce the certificate and cut it. What nonsense is that? Today, in pursuit of that evil, and as a damage control to expose part 3, what to do. The store owner had to collude with a so-called inspector, bring him to the work while he had fled the company for like 2 hours, and he was networking with them. The individual came to the place, and tactically, I was working with one individual. We were only 2 there. They had to collude in such a way that that so-called inspector might demand that my seek to get me append my signature on his fiasco report to claim that everything is okay. Because they know they are endangering the health of the American people, they must make up a false report that I had my signature. I've exposed them to the US Justice, I exposed them to the law, and I'm exposing them here. On the 8th of on the 18th, the expose that I posted before I went to work on the 29th, I exposed them, the rotten field that they are still, as I mentioned it. So I go to work on the 29th, and they are quickly colluded, brought an inspector. The inspector should prepare a report, so I sign it that everything is fine. So it means I lied. I refused to sign it. I didn't sign. I had to let Mr. Solo go sign it. I didn't append my signature. When the agenda backfired, immediately the woman that was hidden for like 2 hours came out and met the man when he was exiting the store in their shame, and they were discussing their backfired agenda. That the African is not stupid. In order for me to let them know that I never forget their evils against the blood of Ghanaians and the state of America and Ghana. They can make up every nonsense that I have forgotten anything. I don't care. The woman, while I was off on Monday, the 18th, at that week, she had plotted with criminals that somebody came to buy meat and the person paid and forgot it. She was the person that attended to the delivery. The person forgot it. And when I come to work, they will let the person come. In order for me to capture that, they have been seeking that, making that lie with the Nigerian store. They send people to come steal from the store, come steal meat. Come lie that they made me cut meat for them, and I didn't give I took the meat to my house. The cameras cannot prove that. The person took the meat and went away. They could really come back and make up a lie that I didn't give the fish to you. But as I'm saying, I said check the camera. They said no, we can't check the because the camera cannot prove that. So I had to tactically, in order for me to capture evidence on that, take the washroom key, go to the washroom, leave the washroom key in the washroom, and come to the person I was working with. He had the access to the store keys and all the keys. I tell him that the store key is in the bathroom. I needed to get him away so I can have my freedom, so I can go capture the evidence. And I was able to get the evidence of their evil on camera. Humanity and the nations, countless mind-blowing exposes and records. The American people will be outraged to see how wicked the store is being to them. We are being very prudent and tactical if they shall continue aiding to cover up the killing of my people, they shall continue enslave me and not regard the labor laws and the required minimum wage that is required to pay every legal immigrant, every worker in America, the Lord will take it course. Let's end here. While this is going on, they plotted and made the killer guy stole from me through my rent. 2 consecutive months. She stole from me $50, $50 twice. And when I'm exposing them, the Ghana Bank say, we will not understand. We will let him evict you from the home. I have the rent receipt which showed that he robbed me $50 against the lease agreement. Let's end here. God bless you. God bless my homeland, Ghana. Bye bye.